Okay, so guys, the topic is HouseBank, right? So in before we configure the automatic payment program, first we need to create the HouseBank. So HouseBank concept will be like this here. See, every bank that our company deals, for example, a company open HDFC account or ICICI account, right? Within ICICI also they may open, as I explained to you yesterday, they may open n number of accounts. Like within ICICI, they have a ICICI savings account, disbursement account, like that. So if they have a multiple accounts, we need to create a multiple account IDs that I will tell you. Okay. But in SAP, how it will happen? Suppose if you have a one bank account at bank, it may be HDFC or ICICI. For one bank account in SAP, we need to create minimum 3 GL accounts. Okay. Or minimum 2. Like if it is intended to make the payment, then we should have a main bank GL account, outgoing clearing account. If this bank account is intended to do any incoming as well as to make the payments to vendor, to receive the payment from customer, to make the payment. In that case, we should have minimum these three accounts. And if we have a lot many activities, like you're making so many outgoing payments in a day, like you're making 100 or 10 of check payment, bank transfer. Like if you want to segregate and know what kind of payment I'm making for what, then you can have a sub, like specifically outgoing clearing or check, outgoing clearing for bank transfer. Like this also can maintain. Okay, but minimum requirement these three. So if you want to see the exact balance of whatever bank account we have at ICICI Bank, for example, then this same balance in SAP, if you want to check, that is equal to main bank. When this will get updated, whenever we upload the bank statement during BRS, this bank balance will get updated. So what will exactly happen when we make the outgoing payment or when we receive incoming payment? See, for example, let me show you here. See, for example, the main bank GL in SAP. Okay, it has a 1 lakh rupees. Okay, and bank account at ICICI. Okay, has 1 lakh rupees. Okay, now what will happen whenever you make the payment in SAP? For example, you're making the payment to vendor. So in this case, generally, as you know, when we make the payment, vendor will be debited and our bank or cash account will be debited. If it's a bank account debited, but in real time, it will be like this: vendor account debtor to bank outgoing clearing account. There will be a clearing account, as is shown to you here. There will be a clearing account. This GL account only will trigger. But still, if you make this payment of 10,000, for example, 10,000 rupees you purchase from vendor, you're making the payment for the invoice of 10,000. Okay. But if you, whenever you execute the payment in SAP with F110, this amount will not deduct from here. Okay. It is will only show like I'm making the payment of 10,000. And once you execute this F110, what will happen? This payment file will be sent to what? Bank. Okay, once file has been sent to bank, by the ICICI bank will process the file based on this. Whenever you're sending the payment with the invoice amount, see in XK01 while creating vendor master, we maintained a bank account, right? IBAN number. I told you, right? We need to maintain the bank account. Yes. So when you make the payment in F110 or whenever you execute in SAP, the payment to vendor, it will be sending with the vendor details along with invoice and his bank account number. So when this file has been reached to ICICI, ICICI will read this file and it will transfer the amount. For example, vendor has HDFC account that we maintain in master data. So ICICI will read this instructions in file and will transfer this 10,000 to HDFC. Then only, see, while sending the file itself, we will be adding our bank also, our company's bank. For example, we are implementing for so-and-so company or Indian-based entity we are implementing. For the Indian-based entity, what we have an ICICI bank account. That is why we are asking ICICI bank to process. But from which account? So we will be holding one account, right? We are creating as one house bank. For example, we have a something like a 20078 something an account is there. So he will ICICI bank will debit. So this amount, see here, example, this is the account number. Example, this is the account number. What 200 something 78. This is the account number, for example. From this account, for example, Aizan today we have 1 lakh rupees, right? So when bank process this payment 10,000 to add transfer to this vendor for the purchases we did, the bank will be minusing from this account 10,000. Then he will minus this 10,000 and he will transfer this 10,000 to the so and so vendor. Then what is our bank balance? 90,000. But it is showing 90,000 bank balance. But when you want to check in SAP, how do we come to know, sir? Whenever you do BRS, see, whenever you do bank reconciliation, what is the next step? Bank reconciliation need to be done. In SAP, when you do the bank reconciliation, the entry will be triggered like this. See here, the bank outgoing clearing account is created, right? Now here it will be debiting, debiting, and the main bank account, main bank GL will be main bank GL credit. Why it is creating? Because some amount is going out. We are sending. We are paying the amount. So now this 10,000 will be shown up here simultaneously. When you post this entry, when you do this reconciliation, it will do like this: 1 lakh minus 10,000. So it will show the 90,000. So when we get to know now what is happening, this main bank GL equal to our bank account balance, right? So this is how it will happen in real time here. Okay, we'll discuss later how the file will be sent to bank server. Sir, we'll talk about that later. Whether it's a directly we are processing from the SAP to bank, or there is some other middleware or some other system picking up and processing it. We'll talk about later. But this is how in real time it will happen. Okay. All right. So that is the reason I'm telling you, in every account if you work, this is the minimum requirement. You for one bank account you should have a sub clearing accounts as well. In this also, if you see for the very big clients, very big no, companies, they will have a number of clearing accounts also. I mean, a number of means more than one also they may have. One is only to trigger outgoing check payment. So suppose if this is a check payment, what will happen? It will be bank check outgoing clearing account. So that means GL account, for example, we are creating for this one 2 lakh 11, right? So if it is a bank transfer, suppose if this is a bank transfer GL account trigger, I mean online transfer, net banking, bank OG clearing account, this is a net banking clearing account. So for this also we have another GL account, right? This GL account will trigger. If making the payment with a check, this GL account will trigger. If this is a online transfer, wire transfer, this GL account will trigger. And for this main bank also, we'll have the one more GL account, which will be always ending with zero. Anything you can create with a 10, or maybe 2 lakh, or maybe 2 lakh 10 taken, like 2 lakh 20, but always will be ending. I'll tell you because why I'm taking with ending with zero means in EBS we'll discuss this topic. Okay. All right. So like this, we'll have a minimum 3 GL account or minimum more than 1 GL account. One will be main bank GL account, another will be clearing account. If it is for outgoing, you can use outgoing clearing account. If you are using this bank account for both incoming and outgoing, you should have a minimum 3 GL account. And under this, how many clearing account, how many outgoing, it's based on the requirement. I'm just telling you, this is also will be there the scenario. This kind of requirement also that you can create it. See, for example, from this bank account you want to execute incoming, if you want to receive the payments, if you are giving your account, the same bank account to the customers, if they are depositing into your bank account, then what will happen? It will notify. Once he made the payment, the customer will notify. Once he notify, what we'll do, we'll post entry in our books of account. See, whenever we post an entry in the books of account, what will happen? See, will bank incoming because something is depositing, right? So account will be debited. Okay, then what will happen? Customer liability will gone, right? Will be created. So what we can do here? Here we'll mention the 10,000. Here we mention the 10,000. But when we come to know actually, whenever we do the BRS, bank reconciliation, then only main bank GL will be debited, then bank incoming will be created. Okay, so same way here. How it is happened here? Same way. For example, here you have a 90,000 now. With this deposit again, this will become 1 lakh rupee. Whenever we upload the bank statement only, this main bank GL account. What is the GL account? 2 lakh 10. Okay, all right. So this is how it will happen in real time. Please note down this and let me know. Okay, how to create the house bank? See, before we create the house bank, first we need to create the bank key. What is mean by bank key? It's a branch code or IFSC code. So before you go ahead FI12, we need to create this bank key. So how to create in FI10? So log into SAP and create it. Come here FI01. So you can country based on the which country. Suppose we are working for Indian based entity, you can take, and also where bank is our company is opening, our client is opening Indian bank account. So choose IN. Otherwise choose from this drop down also. Every country will be listed out. So what kind of bank account it is from ICICI? Let us assume in real time. See if they open a bank account, if any account they wanted to maintain in SAP, business will provide you all details, IFSC code, I mean branch code, bank key. If it is also a shift code, everything they'll provide you. And if you're working on implementation kind of a rollout, always maintain one template here. Okay, please maintain one template. Like let me, I as of now I don't have, but you should maintain like this template for which company code and what is the bank account, country, okay, then currency, in which currency that will be maintained. All the details that is required to create a bank key and IBAN number, the house bank, okay, and also GL account. See, I'm telling you, for every bank account we have a main GL we need to create, right? So that is also need to ask. Otherwise, if GL account is not there, you need to create the main GL account. How to create? Always main GL will be ending with a 0. So check it out in the system. With the for assets range, what is the available GL number? And if not, if so and so GL already been occupied with the 10, you can take 20, 2 lakh 20, something like that. Okay, and also you need to note down the complete IBAN number. Okay, all these things like this, you need to maintain the template. And once you gather the requirement has been taken from the client business, you can fill this like this. You need to prepare the template. Why? No, it is easy for you when you're creating working on SAP. It is easy for you to create the bank key and house bank. So whenever we are discussing with the client or business, preparing this template, anytime in the time you can go back in time and open this sheet and check it out and create. So it's easy for you. Like what I'm trying to say, you need to do some background work analysis. First, requirement gathering is important here. You need to gather the business requirement is important, and preparing in a structured way is really important. Okay, right. So now let us create here any uh, CACA 6.0, something like we can create. Region, if it is a taking as a Karnataka, so we can take this one. Street, you can mention like a something like that. So you can mention here. Okay, if it is also has a shift code, mention here. Press enter and save. Now we are done, right? So we are going to create the house bank now. What is the T code? FI12. So go here, mention the company code TCM3 and click on new entries. Suppose we have our client is having a two bank accounts. One is ICICI, one is HDFC. So first create the bank ICICI. Here bank country IN. You mention directly, otherwise choose from this drop down. See bank key here, it will be useful. Now once I choose the bank key here, it will automatically pick the details from the FI01. See this is by default picking up, but let me mention ICICI. What is the number? 650. Once I enter, once I press enter, it will be automatically picked up the details from there. I think. So number is not correct. See. Okay. Like this. And now you need to click on save. Now, so we are just done with only ICICI Bank creation. Okay. But now we need to create the bank accounts. For example, as I told you, we have a bank account of what? This is our bank account, as I explained to you. So this is a bank account. So create this with a bank account. So you need to click on new entries. Okay, mention. See, whenever you're creating a this one bank account will be denoted with the account ID. Always represent with the one account ID. If we have an ICICI itself, for example, today you have a 120078. This for saving account. Suppose you are using 79 for disbursement, then you need to create one more account ID. So within the ICS, how to create account ID? If when we have multiple bank accounts within the bank, no, we need to specify differentiate with account ID. So first bank account, I'm creating like this. ICICI like this or mention ICICI 01, ICI 01. Then you need to mention it, whether it's a what kind of account. It's a disbursement for making payment. What is the bank account? You can mention here. If this bank account is correct, our bank is correct, when we click on IBAN, system will automatically will generate. Now it's expecting the currency, mention INR. Okay, see, automatically if I click on here, it could have been generated. See, since this is not a correct account, on assumption basis I have mentioned, but in real time, if you mention the correct account, system, SAP system, no, each countries, each bank, they have some format predefined in the system, it will automatically recognize and pick up. Okay, now, so like this, it will automatically fill. And one more thing here, see, this alternate account means the bank account. For example, we have a bank account of how many digits? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. See, this is the 16 or around 16 or some more than 15 digit length. If you have a bank account more than that, if you're not able to accommodate here, you have this field. Here also you can maintain the bank account. Okay, so why, sir, why we need to maintain here? If you, why we need to maintain correct account, or why we need to maintain here also, right? Whenever, suppose if you want to do the bank reconciliation in future, when you upload the bank statement, no, bank statement, obviously bank will give you, this is your bank account. For this bank account, these are the entries done from, executed from your bank account, like this you will list out. But when we need this kind of information, means whenever you take the bank statement from bank and upload to our SAP to do the reconciliation, no, so that time obviously system, how system will identify when you upload to SAP. First you should find anything matching in the statement in SAP. So it will come and check the account number, the statement. Even if the company has multiple accounts, then how system know this bank statement belongs to so and so bank account? It will read here if the it's matching found, okay. If not matching found, it will also check in this field. If it is finding matching, then it can upload without any failure. Then you can do the BRS. Okay. Now next thing. So I'm telling you, right? Suppose this is our bank account. As on today we have 1 lakh, and this bank account I already told you, right? It is equal to our main bank GL, right? So now we need to create one GL account assigned here. How to create GL account? Go to FS00 here. So what is the asset number range? So you can take 2 lakh. So click on create 2 lakh 100, 2 lakh 10 you can take. Now click on here, choose the assets balance sheet. Then mention here main bank GL. Main bank, you can mention HD, ICACA, ICACA 1. Why I'm mentioning one? No, even if in ICICI you have another bank account also, for everything we need to follow this same thing. We should have a this like main GL. If you are using the bank account for outgoing, one outgoing, incoming also you're using one outgoing, incoming clearing account also, it mean create the GL account. So I'm creating here. Click on this line item display. You can choose anything, maybe branch account you can take it. See, only balance in local currency you should choose because it's a bank account. You can choose it. And here you can do G05. It's bank related field status variant. You can take that G05. See, this fields will fill later once we are done. This is relevant to cash flow. You can save it. Now same GL account, you need to take this and mention here. So whenever we upload a bank statement of this bank account number, it will also get upload the bank opening balance, closing balance with this main bank GL. Okay, save. Now press enter and save. Now suppose, yeah, see, and one more important thing, guys, whenever you configure the house bank, there will be two TR number will be. Generally, one TR will be for commonly for any configuration. Only for the house bank, two TRs will generate. One is for bank account configuration, another one for IBAN number. Just now we use on pop-up window, the same thing. Now, so this is the one account. If I having a one more account with ICICI, you can open like this ICICI. Okay, before we go this, actually I told you that we should have an outgoing clearing account also. So create like this. Click on this. Mention here. These are the clearing account we should maintain. Mention here one. Why one I'm mentioning? Because I need to maintain for each bank account a clearing account, main bank account. So this is ICICI one we done already, right? So now here you can choose. So here it should be open item because as I told you here, it will trigger here. Okay, whenever we make the payment, this will get nullified again with this entry. So that is the reason we need to maintain as open item. Save it. Okay. Now, so we are creating one more account, right? So take like this one more bank account. So this is, for example, savings account example, something like that you can take. And the saving account we can take here as a 79. Okay. So then we need to create one more main bank GL account. So go to here. So we need to create with again 10, right? Any bank main bank GL account. So let us take 20 because no other available now in between 0. So take with the 20. Come here, choose assets. Here again you can choose main bank, but here ICICI. Okay, here also same thing. Short key you can choose any bank related short key also you can choose, but I'm right now just for the testing purpose I'm taking it. This is relevant to cash flow. Okay, save it. Now we also need another outgoing clearing account also, right? Here, see here with the 1, 2 you can create incoming clearing account also. Here also outgoing incoming also you can create. So let me create first of all as of now outgoing only because we are going to do it with accounts payable, no payments. When we go to accounts receivable, we can create the GL account, incoming clearing account also. Open item, maintain here. So, save it. Okay. So now we need to go and mention here the same GL account, but 20 main bank GL account 20. Press enter and save. See again it's generating the another TR. Likewise. So this is how we need to create. Okay. So